Rachel. Deb's out on vacation, and today I have Leigh Starwalt here with us. She is our new unit manager over the inpatient hospice unit, and I don't know what her official title is for the assisted living, but
I'm the clinical director.
she is the clinical director of the assisted living as well. So she's mad at me right now because I have her out in the 100-degree weather, but I mean, 4th of July is tomorrow, so I said we had to be festive and have a little fun today out here, and you may see some cars drive by, but anyway, I wanted to make sure that she's introduced to everybody, and we're going to talk a little bit about what all she has done. I've worked with her previously before, and glad to have her back on my team and working with her every day, but she has a long history of hospice. Leigh, how long have you been working in hospice?
Almost 7 years now.
7 years.
7 years.
What all roles have you held as
Hospice?
Yeah.
Or altogether?
in hospice?
In hospice. I started out in the field as a field nurse. From there, I was promoted to clinical manager of the previous hospice I worked for, and then became the administrator of that hospice. So I've done pretty much every role there has been.
So that, I mean, it's a lot. When you look at an outside view of hospice and you see all the people that are coming to visit you and stuff, a lot of times you don't see the people in the background. You may talk to them on the phone, but there are a lot of parts behind the scenes that happen and people working together so that those field nurses, when they go out and see your loved one or you, they have it all together. So when they're showing up, they're not showing up with a lot of, having to call back and forth. That's the people that you are, working on your medications and making sure that they're called into pharmacies and delivered. And if you need equipment, somebody has to coordinate all that. So being an administrator is somebody that steps back and is making sure that every moving part is doing what it's supposed to do. So we're extremely excited to have Leigh with us and on the unit. She brings a lot of GIP experience with her as doing it herself in the field and then making sure that, we meet all the guidelines and do what we're supposed to do. But what was your favorite firework when you did fireworks on 4th of July?
As a kid, it's probably the same now. Love sparklers, but liked Roman candles, bottle rockets. We had bottle rocket fights. I mean, I liked the 4th of July. Love fireworks.
I brought my favorite.
Oh, the poppets.
It's a poppet. I actually sat outside last night for about 2 hours doing it. So they're kind of stress relieving.
Yes. It's kind of like those bubble wrap that you can
Yes.
pop those.
When
Poppets are the same.
Did you ever connect a whole bunch of them
Yes.
to try to make a John
Try to make
Douglas
it.
bomb?
Yep.
And then at one point, me and my sister would try to pop them in our hands. We did that so much one time that the ends of our fingers were actually
Raw?
raw and
Yes.
black.
Yep.
Oh,
Pop.
it's like my favorite.
Sound. Yes.
Yes.
Love it.
Okay, yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta like throw it hard. That's the
Hey.
best part. And when the little spark goes
Oh,
off,
there it went.
that's the best. That's absolutely the
Awesome.
best. And I got like 50 boxes of these at Sam's. I'm gonna be doing pop-ins.
You're going to be popping it till
Monday
New Year's.
at least. I don't. The 50 bucks probably won't last me that long, but I mean, it's gonna be fun. It'll be
It'll
fun.
be fun.
Leigh has also been a nursing instructor.
Yes.
What
What
else?
did you call it? You're making me tell my age.
I
We're
am.
not telling that. I've done it all. I've been a CNA when I was back in high school, and then I became an LPN, and was an LPN for like 10 years. Then I became an RN, and I've been that for a really long time, so that's really telling my age. But I've done it all. I've worked in mostly geriatrics. That's been my
Passion.
It's love that geriatric population, can't help it. So I've done that. Worked in nursing homes. Been wound care nurse. Worked at a hospital. Was over the was the assistant director of nurses at a hospital before. Been over a home health. I've done a little bit of everything.
A lot of years.
A lot of years, a lot of miles.
That's a lot of miles.
Yes. A lot of miles.
She's my favorite person to give a hard time to.
She loves to do that. She
I
loves
do.
to.
So I brought your favorite sparkler.
Sparklers.
So let's light these bad boys up.
If you burn me,
I'm not gonna burn you. I'm gonna light it up.
see if it works. Wind
There is
blowing.
wind.
There's a breeze.
Have you been following the hurricane?
I have. I've seen that. I'm glad I was on vacation last week and there was no hurricane. It was wonderful weather.
My sister is on the beach in Galveston right now, and the water in Galveston is green and pretty because of all that hurricane activity. There's
There's
one.
one.
And then I have a friend that's leaving tomorrow
There's
or
two.
Friday to Jamaica, where it's about to take off.
Oh,
So I do have a
wonderful.
plan for this.
What was this?
Now that the sparkler is going, Leigh, sing me your favorite 4th of July song.
I'm not singing.
Come on. You know, America, America. I don't know the other parts
God
of it.
shed
His grace on thee, and crown thy good
with brotherhood
from sea to shining sea. See,
See, I do know some.
you did. But there's something about a sparkler that just makes you
Yeah, look.
happy.
All kids love sparklers. We're a kid at heart, no matter what our age.
You know what else I did? I remember one time I reached in and grabbed the end of my sparkler.
Burnt your finger.
I did. I grabbed it thinking I was just going to put it out. I'm going to step on it now.
Yes. Put it out.
So it was a little fun, but
Mhm.
tell me, Leigh, what is the hardest part of sitting down with a family when you have to have, the hospice conversations with people? What has been the hardest part for you?
Sometimes there's a lot of families, they know, but they don't know in the same aspect. They really haven't turned to grips with what actually is going to happen. That can be really hard, is to get them on board with what's going to happen, what the next step is in that disease process, and it's kind of turning that light on for them. That can be really hard. But lots of times I have found the more honest you are with them, the more they appreciate it, because they feel like that they didn't realize.
Yes.
And they come to grips and come to terms with it. And the hardest part for lots of families is DNR versus full code, what actually happens when you have to do CPR. And so those conversations can have, especially as the disease progresses, when they want to be a little selfish and they want mom. Everybody wants mom or grandma or whatever, but once you explain it to them and quality of life versus quantity of life, those are really hard conversations. But for the most part, as long as you're honest and tell them what's going on, it turns out for the best.
And, if you admit somebody to hospice soon enough, what we call an early hospice admission, rather than waiting until somebody is at end of life, the majority of the time, even statistics back it, you're a family member, you actually live longer because of the care. When you have that feeling that, you're giving up, or that going on hospice is going to take your days away, if we admit you at the right time, then normally people end up with a longer lifespan than somebody who's struggling at home and trying to manage their symptoms without the additional help. So I have to say the hardest part for me too, as an educator going in and talking with families, is, just giving the hard truth. And sometimes it is very hard because everybody kind of skirts around it until hospice shows up, and then they're kind of, laying it out there what we're really looking at. What's your favorite part?
Honestly, it's the reason I did it to begin with. My grandmother, favorite person ever. She's no longer living, but when my friend started to talk to me about hospice and becoming a hospice nurse, really wasn't sure I wanted to do that. I was thinking, oh no, hospice, people die. I don't want to do that. But I talked to my grandmother, because I always ran everything by her. And she literally looked at me and she said, well, you need to go home, you need to pray about it, which of course I was going to do. And then she looked at me and she said, and I know you and your personality. She said, you are not going to change the outcome, honey. You're just not. She said, but you sure can affect that journey, and that is why I do hospice.
Yep.
I can't affect the outcome of what's going to happen, but I can affect the journey of what happens to that patient as that progresses.
Yes,
So
that's
that's why.
true.
That's my hospice why, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's why I do
Everybody
what I
has
do.
a why behind it. I was actually thinking the other day, I guess I was 7 or 8 when my great grandfather passed away. I was, I think, going into 2nd grade, and he was a big person in my life. Like, I saw him every single day, and he was also really the first death that I was exposed to as a child. And I remember the day, and this was like my parents taking me in and out of the hospital and saying he had cancer. And I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember going and seeing him at the hospital. I never saw him really sickly. Like, the last time I saw him, he still looked like him. He was just, you know, misplaced in a hospital room. And I remember my parents kind of telling me, you know, that he had passed away and he was not coming back. And as upset as I was, my other great grandmother on my dad's side of the family, I spent a lot of time with her too. And I remember the afternoon that all of it happened, my parents had gone to make arrangements and do all that, so I was with my other great grandmother, and I was sitting in her lap and crying, and she said something to me that I guess I really hadn't ever thought back on, but the other day it hit me because I had a hospice patient that had been with us a long time and was near and dear to my heart, as I know he was yours. But she said, the Lord did not make any of us to live forever. And she's, you know, she's making me feel better as a kid, but she said, we were designed for our hearts to, you know, start slowing down. And when it's time to go, baby, our hearts just, they know it, and your heart hurts, but their heart just gives you a little time to let go. And at the time, you know, it made me feel really, really better about the situation. I think, you know, the way she delivered it to me as a little kid, you know, but I have, in a lot of my education and talking with people, when people are having a hard time and, you know, that guilt that we have, you know, I have caught myself numerous times saying, you know, it's for selfish reasons that, you know, we have a hard time with it, but none of us were designed to, you know, and I pull it back down and I'm like, hey, Granny Gail, you was giving it to me back in the day.
Just
you were,
didn't know
you
it.
know, preparing me for something in life that I didn't know. It's a gift to be able to sit down and talk with people about end of life. But I think it was really funny. I got to, when I started thinking about it, it was a whole full circle of how here I was a kid, you know, just the way she laid it out to me, it made sense, and it still makes sense. Still makes sense. But it's always an honor to be a part of hospice. Yes. Always. And you get to blend in and help over at the assisted living too. Yeah. So you kind of get the best of...
I get best of both worlds.
It's always, they did a inside inflatable costume race inside the building today. I missed that. I was with a family, but the residents are all in a really good mood in there. They are cheerful and ready for the 4th of July. I think Dirksen brought their dog over, and so
they had it in a little decorated basket that they were pushing around, a little stroller. They loved it.
Full-blown 4th of July festivities. I'm gonna have burgers tomorrow. What are you having?
I'm having burgers, and we have a homemade ice cream competition and bago tournament.
Ice cream too. That's always. I don't know what it is about 4th of July that's like burgers and hot dogs.
Burgers, hot dogs, and homemade ice cream.
Every holiday I revert back to food. How do we, like, what are we eating?
Yes, always.
I'm glad we're celebrating whatever we're celebrating, but what are we eating? So I've had my meal plans of what I'm going to eat, good stuff, planned for 2 weeks, and it runs through Sunday.
Over prepared?
Mm-hmm. So we're having fajitas tonight, like real fajitas, burgers tomorrow, ribs Friday. I'm going to smoke a whole turkey on Saturday with turkey legs. This will be the first time I've really done that, but I mean, it's July and I always think about turkey for Thanksgiving, but yeah. And then like pulled pork on Sunday, so I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's good for me because by the time I get home, my husband beats me home. He's a really good cook. He likes to grill. So lots of times I don't have to cook. He does all of it. I had supper ready when I got home last night. So, hey, I'm fine with that. He likes to grill. I will let him go right ahead. Go right ahead.
No, when I come back in on Monday, I may be a little fluffier than what I'm leaving on this afternoon, but we are still going to be full operational.
Yes.
You know, hospice, home health, even assisted living. We operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, you know, that's one of the things that helps keep your loved one at home. So these employees are going to still be rolling and going in emergencies. You call the office, we'll still get you taken care of. Holiday doesn't slow the operations down at all. Everybody's still going to get the care that they need, and we're going to make sure that, you know, even on 4th of July, if somebody has a crisis, they're out there seeing them. So everybody stay hydrated.
Yes.
It's for real a deal. Stay hydrated. Get your electrolytes back in while you're out enjoying your family and cornholing, her case. We play cornhole too.
Ours gets kind of real, babe.
We have ping pong.
We give out medals like.
Oh, that's serious.
Yeah, well, it's actually washers that we paint, you know.
Yeah.
Silver and gold, but you know, you get to talk for a year that you won and you're the champion. So.
I like the game of washers. That's actually
at the beach we
choice.
played beach golf. My brother had that. It's a lot of fun.
I got a new game to take to the beach this year. It's called fly ball. And you know, like when you go to an arcade and you throw the ball and it lands in those little holes.
Yes.
So this comes with a ramp that you throw the ball on, and then you set this other thing that's those little deals.
You're trying to make it.
Yeah. So we take that. We're taking that this year.
And we play volleyball, of course, on the beach.
Yeah. We do washers where we dig the hole and throw the washers there. That's my game of choice. And pickleball.
Pickleball.
We will be playing pickleball this time. I have everybody lined up with 6 paddles and tons of pickleball balls. The condo we are staying in has a whole pickleball court. So
ours had volleyball, they had pickleball, they had tennis, they had racquetball. And I was like, okay, I'm too old and I'm not playing racquetball. That's hot. I wanted to be on the beach. So we played all of our games on the beach.
Yeah. Also, why we're talking about staying hydrated because it's hot. If you haven't gone to the dermatologist this year and had your skin checked, go get your skin checked.
Yes.
This is the time of year everybody's trying to look tan, and I'm just as guilty of that. But this is also the time of year that you're out in the sun more. You're going to notice those changes in your skin.
Pay attention to those
Pay
spots.
attention. Get yourself to the dermatologist. Get your skin
Wear
checked.
sunscreen.
If your babies are out, your younger kids, don't let them get set up for a lifetime of issues with their skin. Cover them babies in sunblock. Keep them shaded, because it's a serious deal, and we need to. I think it's one of those things that people don't advocate as much until they know somebody or have a spot come up that they're worried about. But this is the time of year that it needs to be. Is there a national month for that?
There should be.
But there should be. So, get your skin checked. That's an important thing. But, Leigh, I think I've made you sweat long enough out here today.
Yeah. At least we're shaded.
I made you sing.
Yes, made me sing. Was not
She's
prepared
probably
for
going to be
that.
ready to kill me for weeks after that.
Probably.
We miss Deb today. She'll be back
Did.
next week. I hope she's enjoying her vacation.
Yes.
Staycation. I'm sure she's had lots of fun.
Yes.
I tried not to bug her too much, but she'll be back with us next week. I hope each one of you have a fabulous 4th of July and weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Choose excellence in healthcare. Choose Retreat Healthcare Services.